So here's the question. Can you replace a shutoff valve yourself? The answer is yes. All right, so I want you to know that you can totally do this project yourself. Now, in some cases, you may have to call in a plumber, but most of the time, you will not have to do that. I'm going to share with you some really awesome tips that'll help you prevent making that phone call that'll cost you anywhere from $100 to $200. So let's dive into the tips right now. This is a standard shutoff valve. It's an older one and just turns like this. Now this is also a compression sleeve shutoff valve. So this is a compression shutoff valve, meaning there's a ferrule. The ferrule slides into the shutoff valve. There's a nut that goes over top of it, and it secures to a piece of copper pipe that way. So this is an old school shutoff valve. How it works is you turn the handle and it spins inside this housing here until it stops. So it stops right here. So let's take this apart and show you how it works. You have to loosen the nut right here. If you take this apart, there's a little rubber washer right here. When your shutoff valve stops working and water continues to flow to your, say, toilet or to your faucet, it's because this little rubber washer has gone bad. It forms a watertight seal with the inside of the shutoff valve. If you're getting a leak at the shutoff valve handle, so like right here, there's another rubber washer right here, and that rubber washer has gone bad. So again, how this works is it screws into place and you turn it clockwise like so until again that little rubber washer seats up against the housing here. It's amazing how much damage can happen because of a $4 or $5 shutoff valve. So now we're going to walk you through how to remove this from a piece of copper pipe. And by the way, there's one tool that can make this so much easier if you're having trouble removing the ferrule. And it's called the Pasco, spelled P-A-S-C-O, compression sleeve puller. Now I got this tip from one of the plumbers that I do use for my rental properties, and it's awesome. It's not cheap, it's about $20 some, but let's say you have to replace like 5 shutoff valves or redoing all your shutoff valves in your house. This puppy will definitely come in handy. Let me share with you why. So how do you get this shutoff valve off the copper pipe? It has a compression fitting on it, right? So what you do is you put a pair of channel locks over the nut, use another pair of channel locks. Now mind you, this is not in a wall or anything, but your pipe is going to be sticking up out of a wall or out of the floor. You're going to hold this nut with one pair of channel locks, and you're going to spin the shutoff valve with the other pair of channel locks until it becomes loose. You just remove it like so, counterclockwise. Now typically when you slide this nut back, you're going to have a compression sleeve sitting right here. It's not going to be very loose like this. If it is, you can pull it off. Well, if it is, you have a problem, but you might be able to pull it off like so with your channel locks. Typically that's not the case. So what do? You use the compression sleeve puller. There's a slot right here. You want to slide that behind the ferrule. Then the next step is to slide the compression sleeve puller into the pipe. So this compression sleeve puller is for a 1/2 inch copper pipe. So what you'll do is you're going to slide the pipe out of the compression sleeve. So as you can see here, as I move the compression sleeve puller, it's pushing the pipe through until the compression sleeve is there and your pipe is removed. Your pipe is not going to move. It's just moving the compression sleeve off of the copper pipe. So anyhow, this is a really, really great tool. Again, it's the Pasco compression sleeve puller. There's a P on it for Pasco. So that's one way to get a shutoff valve off your pipe. Now, you might run into shutoff valves that are either just threaded on. So again, you just turn them until they come off, so you would turn them counterclockwise. The worst possible situation, it's not terrible, is the shutoff valve will be soldered onto your pipe. And in that case, you can either heat it up and pull it off. If you're afraid of doing that, you can just cut off the shutoff valve using one of these. This is an auto cut tool. It's great. I love it. I use it all the time. You just clamp it onto the pipe. Here, I'll show you. Clamp it onto the pipe. There's an arrow on it. And you turn it in the direction of the arrow. This usually takes about 7 to 10 revolutions, that's it. And it automatically cuts the piece of copper, and it will cut off your old shutoff valve as well. So this is a little great tool. It's about 20 bucks. So what are your options for brand new shutoff valves? Well, you probably have 3 different options depending on your setup. If you do have a shutoff valve that threads on, you want to go with the threaded shutoff valve. But here's the deal. When you do that, you want to opt for a quarter turn ball valve. It looks like this. And basically, it just turns 1/4 turn on and off, and that's it. Whenever you have a plumbing emergency, you don't want to be fussing with your shutoff valve. So quarter turn shutoff valves are the best. So if you have to get a threaded one, get one that is a quarter turn shutoff valve, and then wrap it with 6 to 7 revolutions with Teflon tape. So that's if you've got a threaded shutoff valve. You can also get quarter turn shutoff valves that are compression fittings, that have compression fittings, and you can get quarter turn shutoff valves that are shark bite fittings, so just push on fittings, and I'll show you how to use those right now. So first of all, if you're using copper pipes, you need to prep it adequately. So in order to do that, you need to deburr the inside, especially if you cut it off. Now admittedly, you can use a utility knife, or you can use a deburring tool that's on the end of a rigid number 15 pipe cutter. So anyhow, you just want to do this until you remove the burr that's on the inside of the copper pipe. Then you can clean it out with a wire brush like this. And then you want to slide it on to the inside of the wire brush and clean off the outside first inch. The other thing that you can do is use emery cloth. Tear off a piece like this until you clean the end of the copper pipe. If you're using a compression fitting, you want to slide the nut on first so that the threads on the inside are facing this way to the outside of the pipe. Then you slide on your compression fitting or your ferrule. You slide your shutoff onto the pipe, then you tighten it. Now mind you, this is either coming out of the floor or out of the wall. So if the pipe was coming out of the wall, just for example, you would slide the nut up to the shutoff valve. You'd be holding it in place with your fingers, and you just tighten it like that. Now here's the deal. You only want to turn this another 1/4 turn to 1/2 turn. You don't want to over tighten the compression fitting. So again, if I were holding this like so, all I would do is turn the shutoff valve another 1/4 turn, maybe, if that. And that should be enough to make this a watertight seal. If you turn your water back on and water is leaking here, you want to turn this again 1/8 to 1/4 turn. You don't want to over tighten it or that ferrule isn't going to work the right way. So that's it for a compression fitting shutoff valve. The next kind of shutoff valve is a shark bite push-on fitting. This just simply slides onto the copper pipe. Now there's one extra step that you need to take, and that is put the depth tool, the shark bite depth tool, onto your copper pipe and make a mark with a Sharpie marker or any kind of marker. This mark indicates how far you want to slide the shark bite shutoff valve onto the pipe. Now by the way, there is a plastic insert in here. I called shark bite. You do not need to remove this for copper pipes. This is just meant to provide more rigidity for CPVC or PEX pipes, but you don't need to take this out if you're using it on copper. So what you'll do is you'll slide it on until it goes up to that mark, and that's how you know it's on the entire way. And again, this is a 1/4 turn ball valve, so it's just going to turn 1/4 turn on and off. One further note about these: they will spin 360 degrees, and that's perfectly normal. The nice thing about shark bite fittings is if you wanted to get this off for whatever reason, you would just use the shark bite removal tool, press in, and pull it off. Pretty simple. These are super easy to use. I've been using them for over 6 years now, not one leak. Well, there you go. Those are some quick tips on how to replace a shutoff valve, specifically one for either your toilet, your kitchen sink, or your bathroom faucet. I hope that these tips helped you out. Let me know down in the comments if you have any other recommendations that maybe I missed, or let me know what your questions are down below. I'd be more than happy to help you. And if you enjoyed today's tips, you can always subscribe to the Home Repair Tutor YouTube channel. We come out with weekly videos, and I'm really here to help you out with all your home improvement needs. So thanks so much for checking out the video. You can head back on over to Home Repair Tutor as well and sign up for our newsletter. That comes out, lets you know about new videos, new tutorials, new courses, and obviously giveaways that we do for tools and other great stuff. All right, so thanks for watching today's video. Take care. I'll talk to you soon.